great performance can leave a permanent impression on moviegoers. Then again, bad acting can leave a similarly permanent impression, but for very different reasons. Over the years, we've seen plenty of awful acting, and these scenes represent some of the very worst.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah! Open my eyes! My eyes! Ah! Ah!
Here are some of our favorite poorly acted movie scenes. Power of Law. Of all the ridiculous scenes in the Sylvester Stallone starring dystopian disaster Judge Dredd, none play out quite as badly as the long-awaited confrontation between Judge Dredd and his brother Rico at the end of the movie. What begins as a slow-burning war of words quickly escalates to the point where Stallone and Armand Assante forget how to pronounce basic English.
Why did you judge me?
You killed innocent people.
The means to an end.
You started a massacre.
I caused the revolution.
You betrayed the law!
Law!
Not like Stallone has a great grasp of English to begin with. What kind of places? Pretty much any scene from Showgirls is bad enough to make this list, but the one that always sticks out as being the very worst happens to be toward the beginning of the movie, when Nomi meets her future roommate Molly for the first time. As we saw on Saved by the Bell, Elizabeth Berkley tends to crank each line up to 11. Berkley might have been channeling that very scary moment when performing in this scene, when she vigorously files her nails, violently stabs her beverage, and pours ketchup over french fries as if she's auditioning for a commercial about anger management. Eventually, Molly asks where Nomi's from, and that's when things get really dramatic.
Where are you from? Back east. From where back east? Different places.
It's a pretty extreme reaction, huh? But maybe it's not the line of questioning that's got her upset. Maybe she just doesn't have the right snacks.
Doggy chow. Oh, I used to love doggy chow.
I used to love doggy chow too.
Feeling burned. Nicolas Cage's performance in The Wicker Man is so bad, people who haven't even seen the movie are able to quote infamous lines like this one.
Now, why in the hell would you let them do a sick thing like that?
Things get particularly loopy when Cage's character, a policeman who interrogates a group of neo-pagans after his daughter goes missing, discovers a burned doll he believes belonged to his daughter. That's when we get a glimpse into the Nicolas Cage School of Interrogation.
How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned?
I don't know!
Tell me!
Anakin's Beach Blues. Even after we got The Force Awakens, the ill-advised Star Wars prequels continue to linger painfully in fans' souls, like some kind of cosmic penance.
Oh, but it is! 'Tis demanded by the gods, it is!
And few scenes are as hatefully remembered as Hayden Christensen's chat with Padme in Attack of the Clones about, that's right, sand. Because when you got a movie with lightsabers and an army of clones marching around with laser guns, and galactic stability hangs in the balance, we need to stop and talk about how annoying it is when sand gets in your crack.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Over a decade later, people are still joking about it. Talk about a scene that has legs. Ooh, just realizing about that whole has legs thing. Really insensitive. Sorry about that. What's happening? What do you do when you try to calm down a crazy lady? You deny her accusations with the convictions and believability of a 4-year-old boy. At least, that was Mark Wahlberg's plan during his confrontation with Betty Buckley in M. Night Shyamalan's The Happening.
Planning on stealing something?
No, ma'am, we're not.
Plan on murdering me in my sleep?
What? No.
Even Wahlberg himself admitted the movie sucked during a press conference for The Fighter 2 years later. You can't blame me for wanting to play a science teacher, you know? I wasn't playing a cop or a crook. Mark Wahlberg, doing a bad job of acting in a forgettable movie?
What? No.
Don't feed the trolls. Picture this scenario. You realize you're about to be eaten alive by trolls. What do? What do you say? Maybe you take a cue from Arnold, the nerdy teenager in Troll 2, and do something like this?
They're eating her. And then they're going to eat me. Oh my God!
Alas, it was too late to save Arnold.
What? No.
Sorry, Mark Wahlberg, there was nothing we could do. And of course, The Room. Skip to any random scene in The Room, Tommy Wiseau's writing, acting, and directing debut from 2003, and it's painfully bad in the very best way.
I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
This film is so poorly constructed that it's been dubbed the Citizen Kane of bad movies, making it hard to narrow it down to just one laughable scene.
Chicken, Peter, you just a little chicken. Chip, 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 chip.
But the most popular, best of the worst moment came when Wiseau's cuckolded Johnny confronts his thought-to-be cheating fiancée Lisa in this now iconic exchange.
You are lying. I never hit you. You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
Believe it or not, according to Wiseau's co-star and friend Greg Sestero, the moment was inspired by James Dean, who uttered a virtually identical line in Rebel Without a Cause.
You're tearing me apart! You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
Who performed it better? We think it's time for Tommy to celebrate.
Do you want me to order a pizza?
Whatever, I don't care.
I already ordered a pizza.
You think about everything.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch more videos like the one you just saw. And leave us a comment to let us know which scenes you think we should have had on this list.